the death penalty justice or a crime in itself? I'm going to explain some background information about the death penalty. The first inmate executed was Frank Johnson on October 7th of 1924 in the state of Florida. He was executed by method of hanging. No executions were done from May 29th to May 1964. The death penalty during Furman versus Georgia was deemed unconstitutional by the U.S. Supreme Court. However, in 1976, that ruling was overturned in Gregg versus Georgia because the Supreme Court said at that point the death penalty was constitutional. Here are some facts about the death penalty in Florida. As of January 1st, 2011, 398 inmates are on death row. The executions of 71 since the reinstatement of the death penalty in 1976. There are two ways in Florida to get executed. There is Sparky, the electric chair, or inmates have the choice of lethal injection. Lethal injection as of January 2000. Some financial facts about the death penalty. It costs $51 million a year just to enforce the death penalty, which costs more than to punish all first-degree murderers with life in prison without parole. $24 million is the cost per execution since 1976. Why the death penalty should not be legal. Just because someone murders another person, that does not mean they should be murdered too. If someone gets murdered for murdering someone, shouldn't the executioner be murdered too? Or get executed as well? And so forth until the last person on earth has to commit suicide. I don't think so. It certainly doesn't bring the deceased back. So why? Okay, let's go into some personal reactions. I'll tell you right now, if someone murdered my own two kids, I wouldn't want him or her to get executed. I love my kids dearly, but executing their murderer sure wouldn't bring them back to life. So what's the point? To me, that's not closure. The quote by Marcus Locken, "Two wrongs don't make a right," was made in 1974. This again explains if someone does something bad to you, you do not have the right to do it back to them. And who else could forget the quote by Mahatma Gandhi, the India political leader and spiritual figure in 1969 to 1948, that an eye for an eye just leaves the world blind. So basically, again, same ruling. If someone does something to you, you shouldn't do it back to them. The death penalty hurts America financially. Yet again, as stated before, the cost is approximately $24 million per execution. Innocent people have been executed or framed that are on death row or have been sent to death. You can't bring back the dead. However, if they were sitting on death row, they could be transitioned into society and become people. Why some people think that death penalty should be legal? It makes them feel better to know that the person who did the crime was murdered. Some feel it's closure. People may try to quote the Bible. You've heard it before, an eye for an eye and a tooth for a tooth, which was Matthew chapter 5, verse 38. People don't read the next verse, Matthew 5, chapter 39. But I tell you, do not resist an evil person. If someone strikes you on the right cheek, turn to him the other as well. It may make some criminals think twice about their crime. To review, here are some facts. One wrong doesn't make a right. It does not give anyone the opinion or the option to come back to life. I feel the death penalty is not what we should do. It's not closure. There's no need to it. The end.